Hey, I'm Rusty Williams. Welcome to the Williams Roth Group monthly podcast. I got Chris, Jake, and Connor is with us this week. Connor's filling in for Lauren as she is.
She had a baby.
So congratulations,
Congrats, Lauren.
Congrats, Lauren. I'm sure you're going to listen on your maternity leave.
Absolutely. Today we're going to talk about our database, and it's a broad topic, and everybody's going to pitch in. But before we do that, we wanted to let you know we were down in Costa Rica, so the monthly podcast has been a little delayed. We had a heck of a good time down there on a company trip. Pure Vita is the slang down there, so Pure Vita, everybody. Anyway, Costa Rica, if you've never been there, check it out. We had a blast. Let's dive into the podcast. Let's talk about our database. Chris, when Chris and I started, Chris is going to tell you kind of the background of the database, but it's really one of the biggest things that separates our team from our competition. Chris, why don't you tell our viewers or listeners what that means?
So the database is kind of what drives our team. And when we got together, we had talked about it's going to be 10 years in April next year. We talked about wanting to create a database because even back 10 years ago, brokers weren't using databases as high of a level as they are now. And it was a lot of Excel, Outlook. I mean, ACT was around, but I felt like most agents were just using it to say, hey, here's a Rolodex of Rusty Williams. I talked to him in October, and there wasn't any sophistication to it. So we wanted to create something that drove business for us and created a competitive advantage for our team and our clients. And so the way we did that is Rusty and I walked every building. We figured out who the tenant was, who owned the building. We got the emails, we got their phone numbers, so we could work faster. And it took a long time. And we do industrial property throughout the county, and we just continually do that. And so I don't know. Why do you guys think that's a benefit?
Yeah, I mean, why is it a benefit? I was going to talk about kind of how all the management, we have to keep that thing up to date because properties are constantly trading, every day. Obviously something sells, you need to get the new owner in there, new email, new phone number. We need to make sure we connect with them, see what they're buying, why they bought it. We update our database, and there's obviously tenants and businesses that are moving. There's new hires, they got new management, new decision makers that we want to make sure are in our database. Make sure they're getting our emails. I'm sure you guys see all the emails that get sent out every week. That's how you got this podcast recording. So we want to make sure we have all those people in the database. It takes a lot of work. It's not something that everyone has the bandwidth to do. That's why having a team like ours, so 4 guys to split the workload a little bit.
Pretty mind-numbing stuff, really.
Yeah, really not very fun.
No.
We have a various different kind of research websites we use to pull information. So if I ever call your cell phone or something, you wonder how. Internet's a crazy place, but we try to make sure we get everyone we can, and it takes a lot of work and repetition, and always got to be updating it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, all that work is really what helps benefit our clients at the end of the day. I have several clients recently that I have heard that they've had listing presentations done for them, and brokers come in and talk to them about their database, and I can pretty much guarantee you it's all bullshit. There's nobody out there that builds a better database than what we have built. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these brokers will just completely, fabricate the fact that they have every lease expiration and they know every owner, and they're talking about CoStar. They're talking about these services that you can buy. And it's half right. It's ridiculous to me that a lot of these guys pitch that, and I challenge anybody to come into my office, sit at my desk, and point to any building and ask me when the lease expires or who the landlord is or who the tenant is, and we'll show you. And that is what over the last 10 years has been built, and nobody could touch that, I guarantee it. And what that really does at the end of the day is when we are hired as the leasing broker for a building, we're able to pull up all of the leases that are expiring in the next 18 months or whatever, and have those people's emails, phone numbers, contact information, and we go right after the people that we think are most likely to lease our client's building. So that's a huge advantage. The other one is that we're able to send out information to these people in advance of anything that everybody else is going to get. Our people in our database get our listings. They get all the things that we're bringing out to the market before the rest of the world. So it puts them in an advantage. If we have a building listed for sale, they're going to see it immediately and before most people. So,
but on top of that, the buyers that respond on that listing then go into our buyer list. So if we might not even have blasted a property that we know about, so we can put them in another property that we don't have control of. And then if we get a new listing, we go automatically to the short list of buyers that have reached out to us in the past. So if you reach out to us on one of our listings, or just we have people just say, hey, I'm looking for this, we then go to work and we put properties in front of people and companies and investors that aren't on the market, that we don't have control of. But since you reached out to us through our database, we now put you in a position to get a building that you would not have known about.
Right.
However, so it works for buyers, it works for sellers, landlords, tenants. That's what we do. And
yeah, you have nothing to lose, right? Why wouldn't you call us and just say, hey, this is what I want, or this is what I'm looking for, and let us get you on the list. You might find that we will find what you need.
Yeah, I mean, most brokers just spend their day making phone call after phone call after phone call, or waiting for the phone to ring. This database that we've created has become a benefit for everyone involved, and our clients and us, and it's kind of
it goes to work for us and for the clients as well.
Believe it or not, when we were down in Costa Rica, I actually put a couple people in the database from found a couple of buildings down there. So
that's amazing.
We're gonna start building that one too. Pure Vita.
And by the way, you can't. I mean, just to touch on this one more time, it's like you can't do this if you're one agent. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're working on deals, you're making calls, you're doing tours. That's why we have 5 people on the team.
Right.
Someone's got to be in here working the deal. Someone's got to be putting the information in. Somebody's got to be touring. Somebody's got to be making calls. It's just way too much to do, and that's why we just keep expanding the team.
You can't go purchase this information anywhere. It's it's something that we all track, and we find that we track down the info, we track down the contacts, and it takes so much time. I don't think people don't understand that, and if people are saying otherwise, and they're BSing.
Yeah. You can go buy a database, but it's not worth a shit. I mean, it's not going to be any good. So, well, that's what we had for you today. We appreciate you joining us. Connor, welcome aboard. And Lauren, we hope you're doing well at home. Look forward to next podcast. Thanks for joining us.
It was 8 minutes.
I think it's good. No, we can only talk about